the common names like John, Kenny, Frank, Bob, Joe. We call them honorable names, but historically these are names that were actually given to us by the slave master. Like his name was John Hawkins. Um, Actually, he was a slave trader, right? But you have slave owners. Like I'm owning these slaves, and our names was taken, and we were given the names of the slave masters. You know what I mean? Like because you like property. You know, we was for like I mean, some of us there was very few that were able to retain some of the culture and religion because you had Muslims and all kinds of people that came over here also on these ships, right? Because again, our homeland was the stronghold for Islam. You know what I mean? So what happens is, come on, a little closer. No, that's right you to the So what happens is, so we're here. Knowledge is taken from us. We are involuntarily, of course, raped, beaten, forced to work. But we came up out of that. Still with his name. Having to find our own way. And at one point, there was a connective, even Bengali. You know what I mean? Because everybody who's black, brown, and yellow, there's a cultural connection. You know what I mean? Of course, your culture and dynamic is different because I'm not in America. That didn't happen to my people. So there are things that happen, but not that. Right? But there was a separation, a disconnect. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know you were out talking break, but it's interesting because it's knowledge. You want to give the man his history. So you had a lot of men and women. You'll read. Hopefully you will, and I encourage you. So you understand the cultural dynamic of our people, right? So like you walking around, people call themselves they're black people, but you want to call themselves African American. Okay. I know why. They are. It's not a point of acceptance. It's a point of understanding. Like you see, okay, bet. Well, I know why they call themselves 5%. Or I know why they call themselves more. Or they call themselves this. Or this is the Nation of Islam, which is I'm about to get to you now. So, so the knowledge of us being taken, and the knowledge was being taken, and the knowledge of us being over here was recognized by those in the East. According to our story, and when I say that, I don't mean that I'm just fictionalizing information. This is actually what occurred. You know what I mean? So it was a light-skinned gentleman, about maybe several shades much lighter than you, named Fard. Right? We call him Master Fard Muhammad, who started the Nation of Islam along with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Right? Now that you may have heard a little bit about. So they start the Nation of Islam. But when they start the Nation of Islam also, it's very important to understand this happens during 1930, right? This happens during 1930. And excellent quotation too. Well, you like, right, yeah, but that's good, yeah, good. Whoever comes in, we just have to accommodate them because your reporting is very, is important. The comments in your reports are as well. But yeah, so we so now that the Master Fard Muhammad teaches the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and Islam now is not given from a traditional standpoint. It's given to culturally accommodate the people and to wake them up. Like look, like have your own, do for yourself. You know what I mean? As Muslims though, I had to give them and still give them they're like the flagship example. If you're going to be a Muslim, how to be a Muslim. I'm not, but and nor are we. But those are my brothers. I'm giving them props. I don't. We're not here to cause any further separation. They don't smoke. They don't drink. Highly clean. Don't eat no pork or its byproducts. Yeah. I mean, and especially when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was around, he made sure that transformed their lives from very dark places in their life to put them on the. Okay. Yeah. So we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on. So today, but thank you again. I'm not finished, but I have to thank you. So it grew. It started in Detroit. They were called temples, and then they grew stores, businesses, restaurants. It just grew, right? So Allah, who was born February 22nd, 1928 in Virginia, Danville, Virginia. Fast forward, he goes to the Korean War in the 50s, and then he leaves there, marries Dora, right? While there, she goes in the mosque, he goes in later on, right? And he's in there. Now, there meaning the Nation of Islam. Okay, yeah. Let me be more specific, right? So he goes in. Him and his woman was Muslim at one point. He rose, but one of the interesting dynamics to how this nation starts is he reads. See, a 5%. Our soul dynamic is to retain our information, eternalize it. All that's encompassed in the reading, and then of course we got to live it out. And that's what he did. One of our degrees reads, "Who is the original man?" Right? It says the original man is the Asiatic black man. He's the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the father of civilization, the god of the universe. So this degree speaks individually and collectively. Individually and collectively. So as he grows, for lack of a better term, he grows out of just the common, because in the name of Allah, Master Father Muhammad and everything, he's like, okay, man, peace to Ephraim, peace to Allah Infinite, peace to Prince, peace to me. You know what I mean? Because it says who is the original man. Who was the question that asked you to be descriptive of a person. So he independently comes into realization of who he is. Also, I need to tell you this too. We're not a schism. A schism is something that's an offshoot of something, right? Like the Nation of Islam, he left and starts the 5%. So people, and quite naturally, I understand where they're going. Oh, well, you was there. Plus, you have their lessons. We call them 120 degrees, but they were called lost and found, and they are called like lost and found Muslim lessons.
Also known as supreme wisdom.
Yes, but they got that, we didn't. The Allah didn't give us that. So that was good. Supreme was nice. That was from Elijah Muhammad. There were some things he said in that. We didn't need the problem book because you got the answer. Ain't no problem. You got. But anyway, that's. Yes, but correct, God, correct. So, what was my point? Lost and found Muslim lessons. We had 120. We're not schism. So, people would ask. In fact, they asked him when he started. He left. There's nothing wrong with the name Malik or Jabbar or none of the names. See, people misconstrue the story. But our first university, our first school was the street. Because he came there. He came with the youth, spoke to the youth and the people at large. There was no law school. There was none of this. And we're talking 1964. He stayed around with us from 1964 to June 13th, 1969. They assassinated him going to his building in Foster Projects downtown. So he's teaching the black man is God unequivocally, and I know that is like, then that was like mind blowing and boggling. What? Wait, I'm sorry. God what? You mean like him? Yeah, wow, come on, man. Yeah, that's what people were saying, Prince, yeah, right? Because for centuries, even before slavery, this is what was introduced to us. But prior to that, here's my point, Ephraim, that when you read, this was fundamental, right? You'll find that, oh wait, but they were talking about the knowing of self eons ago. Yeah, they were talking about the knowing of self. And you're going to find that a lot of, from Islam, Christianity, and a lot of other religions, they borrowed. They come to borrow. Now again, we're not here to slight or disparage other people. Man, welcome, man. You know what I mean? And knowledge spreads. Islam, I know in Bengali, might have been introduced differently. I really don't know. Interesting, and that's my homework. I will look that up. A lot of times though, religion is introduced very violently to people. It's not always, and then afterwards, when I give it to the people of Bengali or the people of different places, they take it because I'm not like my conqueror. It wasn't my intentions to conquer him, so I take it and I run with it. That's what makes it spread. You know what I mean? But the knowing of self, that was taught against. Even Jesus killed him. Famous story. This was a man who walked the earth. Simple. I walked the earth, traveled, but my truth and what I was teaching multiplied. And then they kill him, according to their story. Even how they kill him was taken out of content. You know what I mean? Because actually he was stabbed. You know what I mean? But all right. Then they later said, the very same person whom I despise, I'm going to create a central theme around. And his identity, I'm going to change, like most of them, Buddha, all of them. Those are our brothers. But when they leave, just like Jesus and them, they took their teachings and then they changed them, which changes the dynamic of what they taught, which is another form of how religion was introduced also. A good book that he had, I didn't read it, but see, as a father said, he understands that I need to read information, referring to Allah Infinite in the book he introduced about John Hawkins' travels, because that's very important, because you need to know how did he get to us and what actually occurred. Like right now, when you walk and you hear the black man is God, that's like, we've been teaching this for 50-something years. In fact, much longer. You talking about how long we've been teaching the black man is God, but the recognition of that 50-something years. Because the Father made that born into the minds of the people. Born meaning make it active and make the reality visibly seen. So people see that, you see, damn, now I get it now. I get it. I understand. Because then you see the journey, what was done. You see from the time we were slaves, we were taken, because our history don't start there. Slavery is an event, unfortunately, that occurred in our history, right? We're talking 1421, the period the book he had was very, 1500s, I'm going to put that there. 1555 actually is where we're talking, to the present, right? But then you had the turn of the century, the Civil Rights Act of 1964. You had the Harlem Renaissance, that was back in the 20s. And then revolutionary standpoints. And so there's a lot of activism going on during the 60s and 70s, actually, for that matter. And there were a lot of organizations, there were a lot of nations. We weren't the only ones, but what's unique about us is unequivocally, no disrespect. Listen to this one. This going to really. I know when you go back to your people. Y'all went to this school today. This guy actually told me. Yeah, but no question. But listen to this one. Here's the part I need you to tell them also, because I know when people hear this, I've had Christians sitting here like, yes, and God is love, and then we start to explain who we are. What do you mean by? Because a lot of times, in the Quran, the Bible, it refers to you being, would you say ye are gods, ye are children of the Most High. See, the Christians are talking about, him, you. No, us. That's it. Right. Us. Now here go the question. I'm not mad at it. So, wait, you the God that split the water for Moses? You the God that makes it rain and does that? You know my answers to that? Yeah. Now, the question is, how are you doing that? Well, what's core to us? I'm sorry. Let me do this correctly so you can read this, because I know I got some chicken head. I did that one time. They said, "Is that a W?" Knowledge of self. When you know who you are, right, then you know everything around you, right? Again, it go my famous story. This is relatively recent. An old lady in my building said, a month ago when it rained real hard, inundated with rain, he said, "Yeah, son, I know you can go out there. She said something about the Lord, I said, "Yeah, okay, if you say so." I walk, be respectful, So her husband again says, he said, "What do you mean by if you say so?" He said, "You don't believe in God?" "Absolutely not." I said, "I know him." He said, "What? We know him too." I said, "No, there's a difference. Your belief takes you somewhere else." And again, no disrespect. You know what I mean? But since you opened the door and having this conversation, introduce you to who I am. But how are you, I said, so that's it, look, check this out. Let me tell you why it's raining. Do you know what makes the water come back down? Before we deal with belief, do you have an understanding of the world you're living in first? Right. See, that's what the knowledge does. Let me understand, the earth, first of all, is traveling at a terrific speed of 1,037, 130 miles per hour on its way around the sun. Right? The water can't leave the Earth's atmosphere with its high speed rotating around the sun. Right? It's traveling in condensed clouds. There are periods, and depending on what season or mist you're in, it's cold, it's hot, it's getting warmer now, but we're in like rain season, so you get a lot of rain. Right? It is impossible for the water to leave the Earth's atmosphere or its gravity with it's traveling at that terrific speed. So this is why it is what raining. So, but of course, I don't expect nobody instantaneously, unless you're just that objective, to say, okay, hey, wow, that was nice. Okay, let me, Pete, there go your cab, Mr. and Miss. Have a good day at church. More importantly, our duties, is if we get to now the 5%, I will go back to your interests of the school. It's about education. That was the law's sole purpose, to be educated, but an education that will enable us to be self-sufficient as a people. Yes, go to school. I'm not telling you, don't go because of oppression, because again, racism here in America, it's unlike anywhere else. Hey, nigga. You call it nigga. In fact, that word now is like um, economically branded. You know, for lack of a better term. It's fashionable. Like if Inf right now was to say, don't call yourself nigga. What? Where you from? You got white people with suits on. Hey, nigga. Hey. You know, yeah. Yeah, we've taken that, man, and that word comes from the mind of a slave master, and what it means is a low person, a slave. It means I own you. I'll rape your mama. I'll make you work in the field. You're nothing. In fact, if you coin and make popular the word nigger, you're still a slave at 125 in the 21st century. I got you still. I ain't got you in the field, but I got you doing that. I got you popularizing my nonsense and making it economical and cultural. Books and clothes. I got these hoodies called nigga. Yeah, man. It's a mean thing that was done to us here. You know, so you have a lot of a population of people, black people, that are teaching that, teaching about, you know, the coming up out like the Nation of Islam, especially those that follow the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know what I mean? Peace to my brother Farrakhan. I'm not here to disrespect nobody, but Almighty God taught us the 5%. That I'm gonna get to what the 5% means too. Unequivocally, Allah said this to us: that can no one tell you or deny you being God but yourself. You can easily say that, and rightly so. I'm gonna be mad. I went to this school, but I'm so sorry. I had some people get up too. I thank you for staying that long, right? But I'm out. Thank you. No, look at the time. You know what I mean? You know, yes, and he leaves. Okay, I hear you. You know, not a problem. You know, you're not God. You can't be. Okay, you have a right to say that. That doesn't. Your words don't validate the reality, though. I have proof to the contrary. You're just too scared to stay there. Right. Because, whatever. But anyway, so, and when we say 5%, you know, very small portion of 100%, 100% of the people, our people, black, brown, and yellow, red, I'm going to tap into that one in a minute too. The 6 families. I was talking about that earlier. I used to argue that, but then I understood it, and then I'm glad BLR Man was there. Me and BLR Man were kicking it, just to reiterate, but I'll get that in a minute. But 85% of the people, of our people, lack the knowledge. You have 10% that know the truth. I'm going to capitalize and make myself rich off your labor. Or off the 85% who don't know. Then you have 5% who know the truth and teach the truth to all human families of the planet Earth. But more importantly, what makes them all wise is the fact I historically know where I come from. Right? The other people, I'm not the otherwise. See, we are Allah's 5%. See? Right. Because a lot of people, you know, they understand that you're a Muslim. My God's name is Allah. You know what I mean? So, okay, I got you. Some people, the Muslims of the Nation of Islam, I'm a 5%er. Okay, I got you. Yes, you are. You know, otherwise known as civilized people, Muslims or Muslim sons. Muslim sons are Masons. Whole nother story. But you're otherwise. We're the all wise. All wise meaning that we know who we are. 5%. I mean, it's more. It sounds like and us and the 10% battle for the minds of those who don't know, right? So no, we're not evangelistic. You never catch us on trains giving out leaflets. You know, we'll give out information. You know, we're not on the corners like my brothers, the Israelites, and the God said, read from the book, and no one is right but them. You know what I mean? You know, but peace to them and all the other people. You know, we save you and those around you, and let it spread. Because once I say Tim and him, make no mistake, it'll go on.
Right.
It'll go on. So the poor righteous, don't believe in the teachings of the 10%. We are all wise and know who the true living God is. But we teach that the true living God, Son of Man, supreme being, black man from Asia. Asia, okay, for the sake of class, this is a class. Where is Asia, Ephraim?
The continent of Asia.
Yeah, where like name me some places in Asia.
Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah. But see, we say Asia. Yes, geographically. And you look at this map, you would point them same areas you named out. Right. There too, but because you're the natural landlord, we talking about this whole continent. That's kind of geographically absurd for some people in this day and time. What? Yo, are they smoking in there? You know what I mean? No. I mean, but yeah, because what you're traditionally taught, right? And what happens is names are given. Again, I call 120 a map too, but the map was cut off to divide the people. You know, our lessons go in and teach that. But 5%, 85%, 85% of people who don't know, poison animal eaters, slaves with mental death and power, people know who the true living God is, the ordinary world, and which they know that, and we're easily led in the wrong direction, but hard to lead in the right. You know, so there's a whole lot of people dancing to the beat. You know, and I mean that literally too. Pork, absolutely, we don't eat pork, right? Or it's byproduct. Right. I'm not just talking about I eat this little cake. No, we gonna read what is in that, because we don't want that to be, you know. In fact, that came from the Nation of Islam and under the law. Nobody else was doing that. I don't eat pork. No, we don't eat pork. I'm not gonna wash up with no soap. I'm not gonna eat none of these. Nothing that, or for this matter, any animal or anything that would cause detriment to the body. Whole nother subject. But top on the list would be pork. So again, I know kind of went different places here. So you know, law school. This school was given to us 1967, right? The law came out, man, in 1964, right? I'm sorry, 1964. That's the year this nation started, right? By law, he started at 5%. But 1964, if you read that history then, here, it was turbulent. Can you name me some figures? Do you have an idea of how long you lived here?
10 years.
Okay, can you give me some leaders you know of in the 60s?
The one that comes to mind is Malcolm X.
God, beautiful. Okay, great. Okay, boom. Anybody else?
I couldn't even tell who was the president at the time.
Okay, you got it.
Is that
Okay.
something that you learned in where you from?
I have to be honest here. I didn't just stumble into the school. We started learning.
You lied to us? No.
I got nervous.
Yeah.
So I take a class in Columbia. I'm a student here.
Okay.
The class is Islam and Popular Culture.
Oh.
And we discuss all of these things, and
Okay.
we try to learn how Islam has been portrayed in many ways in
Oh,
media
beautiful.
and so on and so forth.
Beautiful.
It's so great. And last week we just learned about Nation of Islam, Malcolm X, and 5%ers, like in a very academic standpoint.
Okay.
And I'm just very curious because then my professor said that they have a kind of a school right here in Harlem.
Okay.
So I was like, I want to go check it out.
Oh, no, listen.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Sure.
You won't be the first, and you won't be the last. We had a professor named Nuruddin in, it was during the Million Man March. A little bit before they were starting the Million Man March. Introduced him. He was doing a thesis on comparative religions. And he knew us, and almost the same thing. He came among us, ate, learned the culture, Ain't no problem. You go, yeah, please. Go to the school. Go to the you go Em. Yeah, go to the come to school. He came, he hung out. I forget, he had a book, he had all these flags and religious symbols, he had albums in there. And I like what you just said. Because let me drop this on you. Wow. So let me see if I can do this.
What's your name?
This kind of gives. He's a Muslim. His name is Ephraim.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, came in.
It's real interesting that that
He said that.
Well, not just he said that he was talking about that they're studying the 5% in academic studies.
Oh yeah, no, but back then now I'm good. Then I was mind-boggling, awestruck. They actually let him do his thesis and dissertation on us. You know what I mean? But then I go to show you our impact, right? So.
In academia,
yeah.
We've had impact in the street and in black culture, but to see that we have to have the impact in academia, so where somebody from academia is coming to add on that, I find that to be interesting.
Okay, we put North America here.
But just making academia is catching up to some of the teachers that we
It's
see.
beautiful, man. Invite me there to speak. I'll embrace and engulf myself around brothers like this, because you got to have your cabinet, like the President Adams' cabinet. We'll incorporate brothers like this to film this thing, you know what I mean? And show we can attract college students to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Thank you for that advertisement.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's peace, God. That's right. Exactly.
that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I saw your YouTube.
That's what Malcolm was doing.
Yeah. So, wow. So, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? He, when it was given to him, he didn't enslave people. Fought, actually. In fact, one of the first people he takes about slavery was Bilal, right? So, there's the whole story and theme with that. But like most people, the people I was talking about, like Buddha, Muhammad, him too, Jesus, all of them. When they leave, people change the teachings and made it different. Islam, as it spreads, as a religion, afterwards, sometimes almost as brutal in its introduction to us than Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, in our history, you'll find that we'll talk about the Moors, the black men out of North Africa that crossed the Iberian Peninsula, got up into Spain and took that over 700 years, and they did their thing. But simultaneously, during the 14th and 15th and 1600s, when they were taking us out of Africa, north, they were actually taking us, right? And taking us to Arabia, right? Cut your balls off, cut them in, made them eunuchs, right? Rape your fucking wife, yeah? Boom, put you in my army. Cause you no good to my women or you once I did nothing to you. And you walk, I'm fanning you now, and all that shit. Yeah. In the name of your prophet and God. Yeah, you did that.
Yeah.
Right? And then our own did it to us too. Right? Islam spread differently. You came to your country differently. But ironically, when we're taken from here, brother, mind his business. I'm here trying to feed my woman. Here comes this European, snatched me up. Another good book for you to read would be Roots by Al Taylor. Al Taylor was one of the autobiography of Malcolm X. Right. That was his autobiography. He traveled, like you traveled, he traveled with Malcolm. Right? But I ain't gonna forget the point, because I was asking you about 1964. But we'll get back to that. Because what I like about is how Islam came, and people want to understand what Islam is, and I get that. right? Now, when you talk about earlier when you came in, see, Islam didn't come to us from a religious standpoint. It came from a culture. Even because normally when you'll hear the Nation of Islam and the 5% difference, absolutely. But my brothers were there's a parallel relationship. Make no mistake about that. They was the vehicle that came to express the culture of our God. Our God. That's our way of saying who we are. Why? Because the law was in the mosque. He was in it. Well, then it was called temples. Then he later on called mosques, right? Then he leaves and starts the 5%, right? But even when you talk about the Muslims, then I'm the Asiatic black man. Now we ain't doing none of that. Another good book for you to read. You won't know. Message to the Black Man. Read that by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yeah. I got you. I got you. See, we got technology now. All we got to do is do it. See, I'm old school. Give me the pen and paper. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to do that. That's old school. Just clap your hand. Open the phone. Or face. Or just look at it. That's what the guy did to me. He put my Wi-Fi in. I was thinking about you when you were talking to Unique. So he comes in. I ain't doing no cable. Take that box out. Give me all these Wi-Fi. That's what I need. Yeah, that Wi-Fi in the house will be good. I connect to anything. Right? That's my phone. So he says, "Oh yeah, I got your phone." He said, "I need you to He said, "Oh, matter of fact, you ain't got to do that." Click. Okay, now you can do that. Yeah, and kept, yeah. That's where we are now. So message to the black man. That kind of gives you the core principles of what they would teach in the Nation of Islam, and kind of gives you an understanding. I'll give you another book before you leave too. History of Allah is 5%. That's another book. That's about us, the gods who walked with Allah in the 60s. This particular period I was giving you. So now you understand, what was going on during these particular periods also. But my point is, when Islam comes here, we talk about centuries later, because Islam comes very differently to different countries. To Arabia, it comes to, Arabia is the central location, but different places in the East and abroad, right? But when it comes to the black man who is taking, it's coming differently, right? And what's interesting about this, did nobody, no sheikh, no caliph, nobody came to save us. When they stole us from Africa, was none of that. There was no mosque. Did nobody? The one that comes close, and then he fashioned Islam differently to address the culture of people. Was Noble Ali, right? Noble Ali. These are principal players. Noble Ali, Marcus Garvey, right? Can't talk about Bob Marley without talking about Marcus Garvey. Right. One Love, yeah, well, it was him first. Yeah. He's over here, UNIA, Universal Negro Improvement Association, right? Then, of course, the Nation of Islam was here as well, and then, we're here, but nobody, we were the door that opened that up for them. I had a conversation with a sheikh at this big mosque on 90th Street. I'm walking past there, see some brothers I was incarcerated with who came home, they diligent, going there. I said, "Hey, man, talking." The brother says, "Assalamu alaikum, brother." I said, "Peace, man." Walaikum salam. So, you see, the greeting is walaikum salam. We want to freestyle, we get along with it, but he see, the opposite word is peace. So he's like, okay, well, you're not, that's not how Muslim, because it's true, He said it, he was, "You Muslim brother?" I said, "No, I'm not." He said, "Okay, you can come take your shahada." I'm not doing that. But thank you, you know what I mean? I already witnessed who God is. He said, "Oh, okay, who is he?" Me. Astaghfirullah. No, but you know, no, you're not, you know, okay, all right, no, calm down, it's okay. It's okay, I didn't come to, you know, I'm come see my man. You know what I mean? We in the trenches together. How can you be so and so? I said, time out. Where's your mosque, Imam? On 90th Street. Where were you 70 years ago? Where was Islam for us 70 years ago? Not saying, you know, you bad because, but you didn't come save us. Because it's a whole lot about our people, again, that you need to understand. Right, and understand how knowledge came to us. You wasn't part of that. You came now. Peace to you, come. I mean, we're not, you know, because you came on my back anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We paved the way for you. Your road is easy because of us. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Right. Your numbers, your demograph. Look at your demograph. You're on 90th Street. Look at all the black and brown people in there. Right? And they take, of course, Islam, and moreover, they'll take it because of Christianity. I ain't got no beef with them. Christianity, see, we don't teach religion. But, see, we're taught to read. Like my brother, he came in with the book. I'm not going to be strong in my house and go to Bengali and not be able to speak your language or understand the culture of the people. Like you're doing. I mean, let me learn. I may not know much, but I know something. I can get in the door. Right. Yo, what's poppin'? You in Bengali. He said, what's poppin'? Hey, get the guns! He's one of them! You know, they dragging, just throwing you, you know, whatever, because you speaking and your mannerisms is uncommon. You know what I mean? Being civilized would teach you, let me be humble. Okay, let me, you know, as I navigate through, you know what I mean? Again, you know, when you understand the dynamics of the people and what was done to them, you understand that, I see, especially us and people like us, why they're fire breathers with this particular knowledge. Look what was done. More importantly, both of you gentlemen were saying, and yourself included, the reason why you're teaching that in school is because the 5% impacted almost every facet from the 50 years. Your music is saturated. Wu-Tang, Rakim, even now. You got dudes that are doing drill music that's still that's using this language. You want to come in? You can sit down, bro.
Please.
Your name is?
Sincere.
Peace, Sincere. I see. You
I'm
know,
a little late, man.
yeah?
I'm a little late.
Yes, you are, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So you're here. As long as you're here. As long as you're here. Where you from?
I'm from desert.
Okay. Where in the desert?
Since outside on Free First.
Okay. Top side.
Mhm.
Okay. Slumping.
First time I'm making out move 136, but I had something to do with my building, so I came.
Okay. All right. So, you know, welcome. Where was our Prince?
You talk about the generations of Laos and South. Like,
Okay, you close.
The impact.
I impact, yeah.
Yeah, you close. I think I said it because I know you like it. But rap music. But every facet. Law enforcement. And we were a handful. During the period I'm talking about, in the 60s, you had Nation of Islam very big. The Mau Mau's. Malcolm leaves, starts, what is it? The Monster Incorporated and OAAU. He's international. You had King, the Young Lords. You had all kinds of people around. We were a handful. It wasn't fashionable to be us. Until you start seeing, we stopped that riot when they killed King in 1968. Yeah, they killed. In fact, 39, right, guard? Because you corrected me on that last
His
class.
age?
Yeah,
Yeah,
39 was. These were young men. King was 39, Malcolm was 36.
He was 39 also.
30. Oh, you both 39. Allah was the oldest. He was 41.
Yeah.
That's all three of them. When they recognized, oh, they giving up like that? Bam! Yes. Right? But the times were turbulent. The youth were like, yo, listen, man, a peace of king and we shall overcome, kumbaya. We ain't doing that. We doing something different. We even had an incident, even with us, that the Harlem Six and the fruit stand riots. Right? That was us. That was our guard, the Harlem Six.
Yeah.
We were stopping the incident and caused a commotion, even my brothers. But from that time to now, we have been in every facet of learning, right? And let me say this to you, from an academic standpoint, we sword fighted a lot with them. Sword fight using the terminology, we verbatimly argued expertly with them. And how was we able to do that? Okay, let's see check this right. 1, 2, okay, yeah. So this encompasses the supreme mathematics, the supreme alphabet, the 1 to 10, the 1 to 14, the 1 to 36, the 1 to 40.
The 120 or so.
Yeah. What did you say, God? The actual facts and sort of facts. Okay. Right? So this encompasses, right? But we're taught to retain, put on brain. Yeah. To hold. Hold. Yeah, hold, right? Yeah. And then internalize it. Because again, in this class also, I'm not going to teach 120 like some people, well, I would say is I know Christians will kill me. Like the Christians, some Christians, like I'm going to be a dead letter reader, just read things on the surface. Okay, and right, and we're good, you're right. No, you got to, what do you mean by 1 is knowledge, 2 is wisdom? What is knowledge? Now, but from that fundamental principle, we've learned, I got you 1 second, bro. We've learned to read. Well, we've learned not to read. Well, that too. Yeah. And with us also, some of us, in our most earlier years, had to get this from mouth to ear, because there's different ways of learning. Not everybody can get it formally. You know what I mean? But you never know it, listening to them. But even from that standpoint, we grew, went to school, wherever we was at, whether it be prison, out here, Berkeley, Princeton, Attica, wherever you at, we in school, right? And we were taught to read. So much so, I'm talking about, because, see, this was no easy feat to put on brain, right? But then now I'm putting whole volumes of books on brain, because we're taught to do that too. I'll give you the day's mathematics in that very same book. He read, once I read it, okay, according to, I'll get into that also. But, so what happens is, people like, this knowledge is spreading. You know what I mean? And they taking this knowledge back. Wait a minute, man, this brother, Law Infinite, he hit me with this book, man, did you read Louis Leakey? And, this one so-and-so was so-and-so? Yeah, Black Man Bone has been around a minute. There's some truth to what he's talking about, the black man's original, man, because we said that, Arthur over here and his white bones was the original man. No. And then we diffusing and dismantling a lot of fallacies. More so because, again, when you read our history, Ephraim, you will find, niggas, coons, our education. In fact, racism is, we all in this room is prejudiced. Make no mistake about that. Yeah, I am. I don't like gray. I mean, you may come in, you got that gray coat on. You know what I mean? But I don't hate you. Racism is prejudice with power. It means I have the means to institutionally, systematically marginalize you in every facet and everything in your life based upon the pigment of your skin. But I steal your culture. I like the way you came in this room. Look at how he came in the room. Then all of a sudden now I got this white guy with your coat, with chain on. Yeah, hey.
Culture vultures.
Yes. The way you speak, the way you walk, I take that from you. But then when I need to be presented with something, get in the back, nigga. To this day, they just do it a little bit differently. Yeah. In fact, they're more insidious and subtle. Well, some. Because again, you have now, since you're in school, they're teaching, especially in Florida. Oh, we're not doing that. Oh, you're teaching about Harriet Tubman and that. No. The law is you're going to teach that black people benefited from slavery. That's what you're going to teach. What you say? You Muslim. Okay, first of all, that's a no-no. Right? I'm looking at you strange. I mean, that, because, see, ironically, Ephraim, they may not, well, I had this. I'm going to get my degree. I'm sitting there. I had a professor talking about that, and I'm going to conclude on this note. I had a professor, we're talking about Socrates and Aristotle in the sociology class. I'm looking dead at Infmaga and his flag, and I changed his whole topic. So yes, and so Socrates, he did, oh, he's one, okay. But some people walk around talking about man is God. So I'm scratching my head like, damn, what part of, you look in the book, what part of the page is this? Because I'm following what you're saying. Until I quote, he kept going, I said, oh, shots fired. I said, oh, okay. Oh, wow. I said, okay, let him go. And he said, I understand, God was a little achievement. I said, where's he going? Bam! I got a gun too. I got one too. I mean, my mind, we ain't playing here. And that's why I'm talking about the teaching of man being God is an ancient science, but more importantly, the black man is supreme because he's the original man.
Yes, sir.
And because I'm the original man, the origin of all life is in me. Your own books teach that. I got no problem with Socrates, Aristotle, Plato, Euclid, all these other dudes. Those are my men. I respect them. It was my favorite line. Somebody give me a pen. Somebody give me a pen. Yeah, there you go. My favorite thing in this class. You know what your greatest weapon is? Not a gun. I got you niggas out here. Niggas, that's right. I got you niggas out here killing each other because I wrote that into history. You didn't do. I created your circumstances through the stroke of a pen, of legislation. I created your environment and got you arguing among one another about how you're the dregs of society. Huh? I'm nice with you. Your enemy's nice with this. This is why education is important, but one that will enable you to be self-sufficient. The reason why the 5% was successful, because when we went in them schools, you could no longer teach the fallacies you were teaching. I already knew that Columbus ain't cheating, he was a thief. I knew who Musa was. Yaku created devil. Jesus was our righteous brother. Nope, wasn't in the sky, walked like I did. Muhammad, different versions of that story. Oh man, we go in. So now, and although we were taught, because my big brothers taught us, don't go to school teaching the teacher. But you wasn't gonna lie to me neither. Because this is what Ahmed told me. No trick knowledge rules, only supreme knowledge. Yes, so even though you're teaching them, yes, so Columbus discovered it. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. But when he went here and he did that, like we going in, and see, and the famous, all you got to do is ask a 5%er, if he's really studying, he's worth his salt. What do you mean? Oh, that's a rap. Oh, no problem. Did you read? In fact, one of the most fantastic stories. I'm using this term because this is what a professor told me until recently been proved. He said, one of the most fantastic stories, Mr. Shah, was how you said the white man came from the black man. I'm not offended. I knew where he was at when he started telling me. I don't see color. Okay. You're the colored man. But anyway, so I said, what's fantastic about it? Do you know what cloning is? You call it grafting. That's cloning, right? You're cloning right now. You're cloning more animals to produce more food. In fact, you're using stem cells to help other people out. Laughed at the Honorable like that because the first one to make that known was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The black man's original man. This is how the story goes. The black man's original man. The white man came later. And that sounds crazy. Until you later on, science speaks largely to that. Dominant and recessive plants and genes. An old book, Mendel's Book of Biology. History, currently. If I ain't reading nothing else, then y'all just do the test tube, baby? And then y'all just do X, Y, Z? Yeah, you serious? You can't take actual skin and graft it? Have you not taken skin off this part of my body and put it there? That's, you cloned it. To save this part, the skin graft. Yeah, you burn victim. Okay, man, to serve this part of your body from, decaying or whatever, we're going to take this and we're going to put it here. And come on. Even though cloning is much more genetically, And then we gave you the story about a black man did it by the name of Yaqub. National Geographic, a few years ago, National Geographic, the most highly read historical and scientific magazine confirms this. Oh, wait, don't laugh at him, man. Trying to be like Muhammad, anyone else for that matter. That actually occurred.
Okay, you want to open it now, son?
Yeah. Yeah. So that actually occurred. So now from 1934 to 1964, and from that period to now, we've been teaching that, right? Yes, of course I get it. We civilized people. I'm not mad at you. I get it. You're like, okay, wow, that's. He's saying he's God, he's making it rain, that's blasphemy. Then he had the nerve to say that white people came from him. Because again, another thing too, unfortunately stigma of us is that we hate white people. Because we say the black man's God, the white man's the devil. We're not going to sugarcoat that. But Almighty God taught that we're not anti-white or pro-black. I'm not against you because you're white, but understand your history. Because he does, the 10%. Yeah, he knows. And that's why he keeps the rest of them dumb. Right? Right now, you got a youth coming. I'm telling you, you got circumstances. I don't have to be present. I'll create barriers to get you from the knowledge. What do you like doing? The phone? Create that. Hook that up. Do things that keep you from, Ephraim and Law Infinite is teaching over there. Okay, I'm going over here. Right? I don't want you over there. And then, give me the pen again. Another good book is Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Wilson. Right? Good book. Miseducation of the Negro. That's right, man. You colonize their education, I've colonized you.
Yeah.
Right. I'm repetitive with that in my class. And why? Because although when I say education, I mean to be self-sufficient, because I want you to get a BA, I want you to get your dissertation, I want you to get your PhD, but not at the expense of you being a slave to the storehouse of someone else. Check this out. Again, I have to say this. They're not teaching you to be millionaires. Absolutely not. He is. That's why I got you going to school. I want you talking to him. Right. Right. I don't want that. I want you to see. All right. Unique. When you get time. I want you to I want you to be technologically sharp, but I don't want you to own nothing. I'm not going to teach you. I'm going to teach you always, how to work for somebody else. Working is good. I'm not teaching against that either. We were taught to do that, but we're taught to be independent. If I'm telling you a king, be that, or work toward that. I don't know what Mega. I remember you coming and you were talking to I seen it. I'm talking to him. You were talking about megabytes or bytes and terabytes. You know what I mean? Right. Information. Right. Regardless, this is where we need to go. This is what we need to do, because we need to be on top. We need to understand what's going on, because knowledge is different. same dynamic, but the way that it's expressed and where we are in the scheme of things is different. You know, but being self-sufficient and having an education, but more important, knowing who I am. You know what I mean? Now, again, you're from Bengali. I'm not from America. I'm not from there was no wilderness of North America in Bengali. It was one here. Right? And this became the wilderness because you transplanted a people involuntarily and horrifically created trauma, which made 85% of them lack the knowledge. Our degree says, what is the expiration of the double civilization? That's one of the most shortest but profoundest degree. Expired 1914. 1914 is what?
World War One.
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah, okay, you went right there. All right. It was World War One,
Yes.
but it was also the turn of the century. Right. It was also the turn of the century. Communism was about to start, 1917. A lot of things was happening. But one also thing was happening, they don't teach you about the truth that did crush the earth about us was starting to rise. So when we use the word expired, we're using the word that the potency of his lies no longer was effective. So his civilization starts to end because now you got people like Arturo Schomburg in Puerto Rico and different people coming from different places introducing this knowledge to us. You know, Noble Jew Ali, again, I'm a 5%.
1913.
Yes, I don't discount all the other minor and major figures that came, you know, to get us up out of here. Peace to Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth and Frederick Douglass. You know what I mean? You know, peace to these people as well. You know, these were people, I don't know, are you familiar with these names I just used?
Yeah.
Okay, who were they?
Some of them, the Harriet Tubman, the movement that she did to free some of the slaves through the tunnels and all of that.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, who was Frederick Douglass?
I have heard the name, but I couldn't tell you.
Okay, no problem. But you go, all right, you online.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were people, right, and they, Underground Railroad, it was the church. See, the church was there. It wasn't Islam. In fact, the church was there only because Christianity was wickedly introduced. First of all, you wickedly introduced it when you brought us here. The ship is a ship, it has a German name. But we know it as the good ship Jesus. You use the D Low or something, it's a funny name. Yeah, Lubeck, right? Yeah. Up the Hawkins ship. Yeah, right.
Jesus Lubeck or something like
Yeah,
that.
right, Jesus Lubeck, right, because the good ship Jesus. You know what I mean? Yeah, so these people, came then a little bit after, and they came for the sole purpose of freeing us, taking us out of bondage. And then later on, we had to be taken out of bondage because of what was done to us here, right? There's certain different people came and they were teaching like Noble Jew Ali and Dr. Elijah Muhammad. Then later on, Almighty God, you know what I mean, like the law, and he leaves and starts the 5%. Moving forward, so the expiration, right? But I have a healthy respect for my enemy because you teaching don't mean I'm not teaching either. Right. Right. I'm doing my thing too.
They continue daily.
Oh man, God, thank you. The teacher 85%, that's a degree he just quoted, 13th degree and 140 actually, but brings rain, hail, snow, earthquakes. Some of my degrees may have funny sounding beginnings, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. They continue daily to teach 85% that all they see and hear, such as rain, hail, snow, earthquake, comes from mystery God that no one sees until he dies. It's believed by the 85%. The 10% knows that when a man dies, he's now come back from the dead and tell the living whether he lied or not, because the dead is never known to return from the grave. In all the history of Islam, right, never anyone come out from physical death, but the chance for one to come out from mental death because the lost and found was once mentally dead and many recovered. Not physically dead, only mentally dead. Right. So nobody's coming. Nothing's been recorded where there's a home somewhere. I mean, again, that sounds brutal. Now, come on, I'm okay. our thing is everything is subject to be shown and proved. 5% of it does. Okay, I'm not. We don't do the. We don't do religion. I'm not doing the faith. I'm not doing the. We're not doing that. Peace to you. That's what you. Peace to your way. You know, Arabic. Lakum dinakum waliya din. Right? To you be your way, to me be mine. You know what I mean? That's what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to the Jews. Come on, man. Come on. They said, no, I ain't doing that. I'm a Jew. It's okay. Well, to you be your way, and to me be mine. There's more to that Arabic saying than that. I was just a little brief, but we told him. You know what I mean? So he was like, okay, I get to you be yours and to me be mine. But make no mistake, when we had this conversation, which the 5% did, going back to our earlier, when Inf and you and God was talking about how we, I went in academia, yeah, absolutely. We fought our way in that. That didn't come because we're in that book because we were in every class, every midterm, every dissertation, from grade school to there. Talking about black man God.
That's right.
Right. And proving it. See, because the enemy split. I'm sorry. We could use this book. He'll come and say, God said told me about they excavated some, but I'm not gonna teach them that though. I mean, how long can I continue to hoodwink them? You know what I mean? I've been told in this classroom on several occasions, man. Oh God, no, you might know, that's that may not be the correct source or the correct date. Okay, no problem. No, I'm not deliberately giving you false. Each one teach one.
When Barack Obama was selected / elected president, right? He was elected 2008, Barack Obama.
Okay,
he got in office, January 09. About 6 months after that, in June, he did a speech over in Cairo, Egypt. And he was talking about the United States relationship with Islam from the very inception. Because he knew about Morocco's, right. And he spoke about that influence and how Morocco was the first nation to recognize the United States as a nation in that speech.
Okay.
Yes, I think it was him and Hillary Clinton that spoke over there at that time. And they had the flag of North, Central, and South America, which was a Moroccan flag, right along with the American flag in that speech. But he can only say so much. But he revealed enough in there where you can
open the door.
Yes, all right. And there was another time he said, "You got to make me do all these things we say he should be doing for us." He was basically codifying it because he knew he's the president. He couldn't just represent one people. So he did send a code message out there to say, "You people got to learn, like you said, legislation and how to push stuff through, how to lobby for yourself, and make me do what you want me to do. I can't just come up and say, I want to do this for this specific people, even though they look like me." I caught it.
Very good point he brings too. I know we're going different places, but it's interesting we're talking about our people. Wow, what was done to us, man. Some of our people are not even coming back. And when I say coming back, I mean I know you may be saying, what is he? I'm hearing them, but what is he really talking about? People who don't know who they are. See, because let me say something. One of the definitions of the 85% is they don't know their origin in this world. And origin means like my history, who I am. I'm a poison animal eater, uncivilized due to that. I dance to the beat of anyone's drum. Right. A lot of people, they come to me, you just saying that because I'm black. No, listen. In this room, you have different ethnicities. Be Haitian, Puerto Rican, whatever you are. But understand, now we're going back to what I'm talking about. The black, brown, yellow, white, red half original. Yeah, okay, so, huh? Yeah, so, what's your name?
Yeah, I was trying to get them all.
Yeah, that's 6, yeah. I argued that, too, but I understood it. it's the dynamics of that. So my point with all human families is the connection, right? If a family might be from down south, it doesn't matter. His family might be from St. Croix, mine St. Thomas, but we share the carbon. Carbon is what gives your melanin its, richness and brownness and blackness, right? And because of that connection, we connect to this root. All right, you can be a Christian, you can be a Muslim, but understand your origin in this world. Understand, okay, but we one people. Our degree goes into talking about census, right? You'll hear that a lot in our degrees also. What's the total population of the original nation here in the West North America and all over the planet Earth? We're talking about 17 million, plus the 2 million, it's a total of 19 million all over the planet Earth. 4.4 billion. Although it's a 1934 almanac, I'm quite sure it's far more people than that, or less depending, But that's, we understand the numbers, right? Get you. But the connection, right? When talking about the Indian, going into my bill now, this other bill, I only knew there's only two people, which is true, and it's still that way. Black, white. But now when you start talking about the families of the planet Earth, I had an argument with the red man, we call him red, and some of my brothers. I didn't go outside the circle. I had an argument with some that shit sound crazy. How you the red man? How's this man the yellow man? And how you call it, but then when you understand ethnicity, but the major figure in this story is the white man, unfortunately. Yeah. True story. 5020, Buddha in India. Slim, brown man may look like him. But when he dies, right, not only they changed the teachings, but they changed also the image of Buddha. Because it's Asia, right? It's Oriental,
India or
India. But the whole Asia is claiming him, is claiming Buddha. Yeah, he's claiming China and different Tibet, all that whole that side of the globe, right? But what's not taught is then how people, because you causing chaos and confusion, were exiled, right? Go back to that story. When people migrate, right? Because people migrated, you'll find the Indians came here through the Bering Strait, right? The Bering Strait, you got Canada, the Arctic, you got then the Bering Strait, then you have Europe. There also you have, India and all that's kind of like behind it, around here. So they traveled. Some stopped in different places. Here's your Eskimo, right? Some stopped over here. And I'm talking about what some people call an American Indian, right? An Indian also is a misnomer, a name. That's a name Columbus gave them, right? These are Indians, because, you didn't know or couldn't pronounce the name. Oh, they're from Bengali. Oh, no, they're the Bush people. Oh, the Bush people? No, and then you come to find out that's an offense to him. That's not what we call ourselves. Who told you that? I read this in this book. That shit is a lie. This is what we call ourselves. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I'm sure you didn't. For 50 years you've been reading this bullshit about, we the Bush people. You know what I mean? But this is who they are. Now, what happens is, the word they use, amalgamation. How I amalgamate among you. How I, insinuate, how I come among you. In this case, breeding, how I interconnect with you. Sitting Bull looked like you. That was an Indian, right? Brown skin looked like him. Then later on, because of my connection, he looks like you start the lighter. Okay, you're still the original man. Still my people, we here, right? But you have like a bronze, light complexion, right? Like a reddish, brownish complexion, which gives you that, which gives you that, boom. So this family, right? So we but that comes from his interaction. Our degrees were going into half original. You're either original man or you're not. So the question would be then, so why you call him half? Because what that's saying, take 120, again, I'm not going to have you read 120 like a Christian reads the Bible, like a dead letter reader. Half was implying that this person, parental line, is both black and white. Half. But you're the original because the XX chromosomes are black. Right. So some people say, damn, that sounds real crazy. So the black, everyone said, no, what it means is that, first of all, history, historically and scientifically, takes you back to the homeland. So when I say the X and Y chromosome, right, yeah, that's true, either one, right, that would be the XX, so the XY, both either, right? Black takes you back to the homeland, you're the original man. No, love your mom if she white. I mean, teaching that. We ain't teaching you. We're not teaching that. But when we say, like, why do they have original man? That's in our degree. Why do they have original man of Columbus discovered the poor part of the planet Earth? Our degree starts off with the Earth belongs to the original. No. It said the Earth, the original black man is God, owner of the Earth, and nobody every square inch he chosen for himself the best part. The first and third degree, they're kind of similar. Yeah, you always get that one kind of So, you're the owner of the earth. In fact, according to his story, Columbus has a black man navigating a ship. Yeah, because we trying to get over here. Because it's about money with him. So we prove, okay, Ivan Van Sertima, they came before Columbus. John Henry Clark, Columbus and African Holocaust. And I'm giving you actual how they traveled, the route they took. Why they did what they did. See, because it's not enough for you to tell me that Columbus did X, Y, Z. What was the story? Now, give me the story. Be like, right. Don't just leave me there.
Context.
Right. You're right, God. Thank you for that word. So, who you parents who did say? Yeah. So when we go into the families, black, brown, yellow, red, white, half original. Half original again comes from the amalgamation of the black man, yes, and boom, right?
It's like a mixture of them all. Right?
Yeah, right, yes, God. But these are all the families. He's the only one that's not, the white man, he's the only one that's not part of the original family. But you're part of the family dynamic, you're here also. Right, but then your involvement with the family and how that occurs, that's very important. In fact, the Arabs in Arabia and especially in Egypt, wow, where the knowledge and wisdom of the original man started when the planet was first founded, Akabulan and Kemet, Egyptos, which is the Greek terminology, land of the blacks, came from them. They came there. They came to learn. They did their thing. Greeks did their thing. But you also sent us Alexander as a thank you. Yeah. Who destroys the temples of Luxor. In fact, most of your major religion comes from there. The Ten Commandments, that was the 42 negative confessions. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Okay, Osiris, Orbis, and Aset, what is it?
Haru.
Huh?
Asara said.
Aset, yeah, and Haru. Okay, yes. Thank you, God. Thank you for that. You know what I mean? Right. But then fast forward, and then I changed that name. Isis, Osiris, and Horus. See, I'm not cheap, but God gave you the original name. Thank you. See? Just that quick. You're correct, but here's the original name. but then even from that standpoint, then I take from that. Oh, wait a minute, Constantine did it. P25. Oh, they murked Jesus years ago. But we're going to use bits of that story and bits of this story, and we're going to create dogma, right? The Nissan Council, and we're going to spread it in different corners of the world. We're going to force them to understand this. But the human family, you know, and then when we say, when we teach all human families, that's what we mean. You all right, God? Take your time. Take your time. You know, yeah, I got you. You know, hue implies color, right? Actually, we teach with the absence of that. But I get what you mean. You're talking about family. See, from his standpoint, right? You know, see, and so if we're coming from that premise, then black, brown, yellow, red, white, you know, and then those families, and teaching everyone. In that case, right? We teach all human families. You know what I mean? Which we do. When somebody comes in, I had a white man. It doesn't matter. In fact, when our first white 5%ers, actually grassroots, was Azrael. So we taught. Allah taught him personally. While they were in Matterhorn, he took a law off the street during this period. Earlier we were talking about. Prior to the assassination of Allah, you know, they take him up off the street, talking about he's creating all of the with this conduct or just, you know, endangering the welfare of children because he had young among him. They get him in the court, and he tells them, you know, he's God. He's like, oh, this dude crazy. And I literally sent him to Bellevue, and then he goes to Matterhorn for the criminally insane. Right, he stayed there for 2 years. But then there, yeah, doing his thing. And in fact, I met the doctor. His name was Sweeney. Met him in 1984 when I was incarcerated in Downstate, which is right next door to Fishkill. Right. So I have mean conversation I had with him. You know, but anyway, in fact, and on that note, he states, he would always be elusive. He didn't want to really stand around and talk about his experience with the law. I have to go, I know law, whatever, you know, when we trap him off. In fact, Father Supreme part of the story. Me and Father Supreme were there together. In fact, I see Father Supreme, I'm gonna ask him, so me, him, and his brother named Messiah. So I asked, I said, what was some of the things, what stuck out to you about him? You know what I mean? Because I'm interested, you know. So he was like, okay, look, from understanding what he meant about being God, I understand God now as being the concept of man's subconscious mind.
Yes, sir.
So I was like, okay, because I was still in school, so that word was like over my head. Somebody helped me define what the hell he just said there, you know what I mean? You know, God, like the God give me the definition of the actual names. He brought it home. Look, black man always has been. Don't get caught up with words. You know what I mean? You know, that was a subtle way of showing that although I bear witness, you know, but I'm not going to, you know, it's just a concept, you know, but God does come here. Because you got to know who you are. All right? And he spoke with sincerity, too. So he spoke, you know, like he understood what Allah was saying to him. He respected to, he might have been a Presbyterian, but, you know, but this is, you know, I get what he was saying. You know, yeah, I get what he was saying. But, yeah, so we've been around the globe here, man. Oh, yeah, 5% been around the globe here with the teaching, especially in academia. Absolutely, in academia. We and all over music. I've had young brothers stay coming here. Yeah, I want the knowledge. When you ask somebody, had young brothers come in, you know, because again, man, you know, they you know, the influence. I mean, I get it, music. You know what I mean? We R&B as well. It wasn't just rap. You know what I mean? But oh yeah, I seen the Wu story. You know, saturated with who we are. In fact, my sister earthly embraced the crowns for all the gods in there. You know, I didn't know that. You know that she did. You know, he asked her, RZA, yo, black music day mathematics, even though he kind of fashioned it differently. You know what I mean? But all right, I get it. You know what I mean? Man, I heard about Kim when I was away. I was like, oh look, hey, you know what I mean? You know, but we in every facet of learning. But I always tell someone also, well, I don't know, you're gonna have to do what they did. See, to be a 5%, you're gonna have to. It's not like instant oatmeal. It's in the club. You know, you're in. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, no. Yeah. First of all, I want to know why you want the knowledge, right? But what brings you here? Why now, right? Then, once I see you're sincere, because I've had people come, yo, I need one. Can you get some lessons? We don't do it like that. I don't give them out like Skittles. Okay, that's good. You want it. Keep coming. All right, so he comes. Okay, bet. Let me, you know, whatever. Then we start to roll with the fasting for 3 days. Right? Then I give you the history of who we are, because you got to know, you know, if you didn't ask, I'm definitely going to give it to you about who we are. And then we start talking about lessons. And although this is very important to put on brain, this don't make you God, although I did think that when I was younger. Yeah, you couldn't, because I don't know any 5% in here that didn't go through something reading this, putting this on brain. Some people get a formula, they like, you know what I mean? Some, you know, but as long as you get it, right? But I learned that knowledge is one, and the last degree in solar facts, which is Pluto was 3,680,000,000 miles away, 9 planets you have to put on brain, and their relationship. Like, what does that have to do with anything, right? You couldn't tell me nothing, because long degrees I had to put on brain. The 8th degree, what makes man have some earthquakes? What was Jacques' first rules and regulations, including all laws of force, while manufacturing the devil? What's a degree like this here? The born degree, the question itself is long, and the 4th degree, and the 1 to 14. And when I was coming up, you know, yeah, you better know that.
Universal.
And impeccably. Impeccably. Don't even come out the door. You know what I mean? Now, I'm glad you brought that up too. But yeah, a lot of times that came from, see, what the 5% is taught, every word that proceeds out your mouth, watch what you say. If I ask you to do 120, don't let me find you don't know. Because now you're lying. So how we establish a relationship? Who are you now? You know what I mean? You know, I mean, I can see if we say, I don't know. You know, or I knew, and I'm having issues with remembering or all right, I got that's something different. Yeah, there were, you know, consequences, but then I learned to stop doing that because you got people with reading disabilities. So my brothers couldn't read. They learned mouth to ear. They learned this whole thing, and you never know it. Malcolm X, right? You know what degree he had? 8th grade.
Hey,
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who he was taught by, 4th. Right? Or the law different. He knew. He was well versed. Right? In many things. So he came autodidactically well, meaning that he was self-taught well. But he already came with the, you know, degrees, and he had formal education. But this educated us. And it's important. And the purpose of why we quote him, not because when I quote him, I have to make reference. Like when you read, your paper, your professor tells you, listen, man, I want this paper. I want you to cite, what's your name, God? Tell me your name.
Freedom.
Freedom. I want you to cite, which is just freedom? There's a reason why I'm doing that. Just freedom?
Freedom on law.
Freedom, all right, freedom on law, all right. Because you may have somebody say, my name is Master Freedom, freedom born, right? Now, so when you cite the paper, freedom of law said, this was said, okay, freedom of law, okay, from where? He wrote this book, okay, but you citing. That's what you're doing. right? Because when I quote this degree to you, in fact, there's a degree in the 1 to 40 that goes into what was the name of the place where the devil was manufactured. Pegon, the same as Patmos. In Revelation chapter 1, verse 9, honestly for the A and G. I join some of your brother companion tribulation with the kingdom of patience of Jesus Christ. When the isles that is called Patmos for the word of God and testimony of Jesus Christ. This is the coming out of Revelations. Right? And it's talking about John being sent to the island of Pegon, which is thousands of years later after the devil actually is created. Pegon then is a penal colony. Because if John's there for the word of God, and that's Jesus teaching was what? There you go, God. Why you took so long back there?
Well, like you said, give some.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah, freedom and equality, right. It wasn't Christianity. So anybody teaching that, I'm sending you there. Right. So I'm going through trial and tribulation like you're going through. So when I cite this degree, let me go into, what do you mean? I just can't give it to you on its face and just keep it moving. I used to do that a lot. We all did. Until my brothers taught me, we teach knowledge and wisdom, correct? What knowledge and wisdom born? Hell, I said, what knowledge and wisdom born?
No, I wasn't born, right?
Knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge and wisdom born is what? No, I didn't ask you, God. Did you hear him? What did he say?
Understanding.
Right. And understanding means, what's understanding mean?
To perceive things in the truth entirety.
To see what?
Perceive things in the truth entirety.
Okay, you got to see. Yeah, and it's true entirely, you're correct. So you gave me, you studied, and you were able to tell me, but now you got to make me see what you're saying, which means I got to give you, it's comprehension of God, it's content now. That comes from studying. Now that's what we're taught here. You're not just going to give me things on his face. You raised my hand, I did, sure did. Because that wasn't no mean feat. Yes, God, go.
No, I was just saying that, and I like how you broke that down, because I hear there's a segment of this nation that are now saying we don't born in mathematics, and how you just born that just now, and you just made that clear. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, God, yeah, man, yeah. Hey, man, yeah. Unfortunately, in this nation, there's some segments that are fanatical. So the day's mathematics is wisdom God. That's the day's mathematics. The difference would be, someone said, what's the day's degree? The go-to would be the 1 to 40. You can go to one, would depend on the 27th degree. Because day mathematics is wisdom God. For the 5%. For those that don't know, it's the 27th. But when you go into the science of wisdom in God, right, the wisdom of God, you're making that science born into the mind of the people. So when you do that, what do you mean by born? Born is 9. No, mathematics is not numerology, but it has a relationship. We got another segment of society in here that will argue that. Yeah, okay, but no, I get it. No, knowledge is the accumulation of facts. One is only knowledge because of this numerical relationship. 2 the same. 3 and so forth. So when you'll hear somebody say, knowledge with the wisdom God born is born. Now it's like, but God, I don't teach that. Because, okay, and the reason why you don't, because you're popularizing the words of an older brother. Okay? But his mouth is not a prayer book neither. Listen to this one. Allah taught people wisdom. Here's what they forget. See, I go into the quintessence of mathematics. Wisdom, I'm taught from the root, is the way. Wisdom. Yeah, wisdom means many things. It means to discern. It's wise words spoken by a wise man, to wise the dumb. But wisdom is the way. Hey, Mar has a different way. He gonna teach it. You will have a teaching different way. Freedom. As long as the idea is the same. So if it's a different idea, then we're not teaching the same thing. Allah taught a lot of them. He taught Black Messiah and Kahim and Al-Jamal and Prince Allah and ABG. And each one of them, although have the same idea, taught it differently.
But just to add on, guys.
Yeah, yes, you can.
Sometimes brothers do get a little spaced out with it, knowledge, equality, wisdom.
Oh no, that's my man. My man do that too. Yeah, he ridiculous. Yeah. See, now we ain't doing that. Yeah. Now you.
Right.
Yeah. Now.
I just want to be clear, just for the audience.
Yeah. No question. Because mathematics, you taking words and science through mathematics. Let me bring it back. So mathematics, right, is in this sense the universal principle of truth that we speak, right? Because I know when you think of mathematics, of course, quite naturally, you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E equals MC squared. The root of 3 is 9. No, I'm not really talking that. It has its relationship. Yeah, it does. But the universal principle, supreme, the most high, that's the language of the universe. But some people, they get fanatical with it. Knowledge born equality, equality born wisdom, and wisdom born wisdom. No, stop, man, because you're not making no sense now. At all. See, because again, the sciences make me understand what you're saying.
Well,
Yeah,
and
right.
that's about the relationship between numbers and
Yeah, you
letters,
can,
right?
yeah.
Right, so a lot of times we deal with the relationship between numbers and letters. There's another science that deals with that in terms like called grammatria, right? And grammatria deals with that, and that's dealing with Judaism. They deal with that, but even in that world, they argue amongst them the validity of that. You know what I'm saying? But mathematics has a relationship to all things.
All sciences.
Universal language.
It's a universal language. So it applies, so it does apply to.
I'm all in the God building peace, God, I apologize. Go.
But it does apply to, your alphabets. It does apply to your lessons. It does apply to these things. But when you as you manifest these things, you gotta make it plain so that people can understand you.
Keep it
So
simple.
you get to like knowledge born equality and wisdom born wisdom. Okay, like the God would say, like, what do you mean?
Keep it surface.
Yeah.
Keep it surface.
But somebody asks you, what do you mean? And you, a lot of times you don't, you can't even, so, but you gotta know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And with this nation, this is about, showing proof.
I think with my perspective of the 120s and knowledge itself is like it's like a springboard, a big template. You know what I mean? It's supposed to look be equal to all things and equality. So when you get the 120s, you're supposed to expand upon all information as far as knowledge. I mean, like people seeking the truth everywhere. That's my perspective.
Okay, well, what 120? I'll put the alarm back up here. Okay, so people get this misconstrued. Peace to them, to this nation of Islam. They were actually the ones who developed these lessons, right? However, supreme mathematics and supreme alphabets come from the mind of Allah, 5%. And let me say this to you. We're a stickler about words. Okay, so, 1 second.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, I don't think I'm giving everybody here just as far as moral science, temple, nation, Islam, this nation, right? And what each one uniquely gave and contributed.
How dare you speak? No.
What
you saying, Gunner? What you saying? Good.
How I consistently always try to defend that, given each one of the major groups, moral science, Temple or the Moorish Divine National Movement, the NOI, and this specific nation here, proper credit and due contribution each one of these groups.
No.
Yeah,
We're not here. We're not here. Right. Let me say something. We're not, again, one more time. The Nation of Islam. Well, you can take me. Yeah, the Nation of Islam. All this here now. No, take me. I'm not that phone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you good, big brother. So. They were the vehicle that came, right? Because Allah was in the mosque, he leaves. And he goes back and takes the lessons. The difference now, is I'm changing the words in the lessons to accommodate what I'm fashioning and what I'm teaching. Right. You know, again, one of the core principles of the 5% is that we need to know first before we speak and act. And that's why we say knowledge means to know. I got to know. I'm not going to popularize, although I did do that. I still do that, but but in the context of knowledge and wisdom. Because I'm a jewel thief. If you say something, oh, I like that. I like that. Like, you know, I'm taking them, right, because I see its usefulness. You know, me throwing diamonds and rubies out there. I'm taking to use it, you know. But anyway, so we're a stickler about words, but we're also in these degrees, right? Because they were life changing for people. No question, man. We're talking about this man. First of all, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and then no disrespect, man, to the Hanafis, to the Sunni, but did nobody do it like them brothers? No, you didn't. Because you smoking with your kufi to the side, you selling me pork. These brothers thumped in the street. Like, they showed you what being, and these were dudes that were dope fiends and hoes and whatever, and he took them in. But more importantly, see, Elijah said, man, we don't need nothing from these people. You could do it yourself. How? He went to the lessons. The same thing at 17 million plus the 2 million Indians. Make a total of 19 million. All the planets 4 billion. Everybody keep your dollar in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If 8 people keep this money in the family. Amar does shirts, so we only buy it from Amar. The guard does the laundry. We go in there. So my $10 went here. He took it to $10, went here. The guard makes scarves. Then he go here. Then the guard he does hats. The guard does food. I got you 1 second. You know what I mean? You know, and the money, but it grows. Right. Then all of a sudden, man, you had barber shops and bakeries and restaurants and land. They grew. But another thing about them, again, they were extremely disciplined, extremely clean. In fact, when they examined Malcolm's body, the coroner said, I've never seen a body this clean, internally and externally. Right, because that was from how he lived. And after he left them, he took this principles of that, and he, like Allah did. When Malcolm was the messenger, or was the minister, Allah was in the mosque under him. So what happens, but then Allah leaves, you know, because he's, again, autodidactically, he's self-taught. Okay, I'm the God. And right, God, I'm seeing it. And I'm teaching it how I see it. And they're like, that went over the people's heads. We don't teach. We ain't doing that. When you gotta go. And well, he left. So law leaves. So he creates supreme mathematics and supreme mathematics. He took these lessons, right? And of course he changes them. Now we call it 120. That's what we call it. That comes from us. So when you hear 5%, 120, that, the nation, no, that's the gods. 120. Simply, I'm listening, other people may have an elaborate, I do too a little bit, but having complete, when you have 120, knowledge and wisdom of the cipher, which is everything in the universe.
Okay, let's see.
Right? The cipher.
I like that.
Right? Yeah. So I got you 1 second. Hold the thought. So, like the God was saying, with 120, when I read 120, I broaden. Right. I can sit down with different people and discuss. You know, I take this statement largely from Pharaoh Coleman. He said that I'm not going to be strong in my house and weak in yours. I love that. I run with that one. I run with that. That's right. That's what Almighty God taught us that. That's why I want you to go to school. You know, that's the essential theme of a 5%. School.
I like to say,
yes.
You know, I travel around. I say this knowledge and wisdom. My knowledge and wisdom took me to disciples all over the country. Right. And you're referencing while you're there, doing it a little bit differently, because if I'm in different parts of the world,
right? If I'm in different parts of the world, of course, I have to speak the language. You gotta, again, I'm in Ghana, different dynamic. I was taken from here, but this is not America, so I don't know about. In fact, we're not talking like racism here. This is a whole nother issue. That's a whole nother dynamic. So you see the world globally, it enriches you, but then but you see how now these lessons apply. Bet you understand that 1 in 36 now. bet that one. That's a whole nother. I can tell you about that. But so meaning you comprehensively understand things around you.
So you just answered my question.
Okay.
Because I was going to ask you when you said knowledge and wisdom of the cipher, being in knowledge, wisdom, born understanding, were you speaking of just knowledge in terms of retaining and wisdoming and being able to now share that foundation, those who do understand, sharing the understanding with
But
you?
it comes from that.
Right.
The understanding comes from that. So
Right.
I say having knowledge of the disciple, of course, the understanding is going to flow naturally from that.
Okay.
Using those principles, yeah. So, yeah. So, the lost in fact, and then, and see, okay, the lost and found Muslim lessons. Okay, so, these lessons that were given to them, right, to the black man, woman, child then. Now, it wasn't given. Yeah, this is crazy, right? I be freestyling, look like I'm drunk, right? Way over here, like I'm to give that an eye, like yo, God, come you got a GED? No, no, lost and found. My brother's Muslim here. My brother's from Bengali.
Okay.
He from yeah. Yeah, that's right. But Islam, that's right. We not ignorant people. We not gonna give a greeting. I'm not gonna tell you what's popping. We ain't doing that. We gonna draw you up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we ain't.
Yes,
I ain't coming down.
Yes, sir.
And that's a good greeting. In fact, Allah wanted the names changed because again, I'm teaching in the street, right? And the Muslims were coming in, like, yo, man, you got Kareem and them, on the corner. Talking about name Kareem, but he on the corner, he drinking wine, and he talking about black man's car, and he's with Jabbar and them.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
Father's like, okay, listen, look, sons, here you go.
He names in the mathematics, free alphabet.
That's right. Master Wu, B, Boom, Kareem, I. That's your name. Freedom. Right. We gonna start creating ourselves from that. Amar. You ain't gotta be Omar, you Amar. There you go. Right. That's his name. Yeah. So, but and lost means because we were taken. We were taken from here, right? And so was our identity, taken from our homeland, rather. And then we were found, right? It's another word. I like that. The word found. I got a thing with words, but I'm gonna tell you in a minute. So, and found meaning that you have the knowledge of yourself. So a lot of times when in our degrees, you'll hear words like prayer, Muslim a lot. When you hope and live to see the day, hope. These particular words. So but we understand what they mean. Got your hand? Give me a second. I'm finished. I got you.
The question was on time before I forget.
Okay, what?
You say lost, you know what mean the triple phase of darkness as well, right?
Okay. So what do you mean by triple stages of darkness?
That's on one.
Okay. So you got to be mindful of your audience.
Okay.
No, I'm saying you ain't saying them wrong, but we want to be, because my brother Ephraim in here, he got triple stages of darkness. Okay, well, dark. So there's other layers of darkness.
Yeah.
What do you mean, right?
My fault.
Right, no, you good. You were right. You wasn't incorrect.
I wonder that also would be reference to that.
Yeah, no question, because there's a difference between darkness and blackness.
Yeah.
Darkness implies, I don't know.
No.
Blackness is some whole nother thing.
No.
That's consciousness, actually.
Okay.
All right, so, but the difference now is when he takes it and he's fashioning the language, right? Then of course, flags and everything else is born from the idea of what it is that he's teaching, right? So, yes, I'm showing your book, your academia. Oh, the 5%, you can Google. This is where we are now. You can Google, like, in this way, unfortunately, as advanced have we come, you have to be careful with that.
Yes, sir.
Get information. I'm glad you came right to the root, and because you can go online, right? That's your phone. Gonna hold your phone. But what's that? No. That's why I hold it. That's all. You go online, click, pop. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna do that. Open.
Yes, sir.
Google. Yeah. 5%. And if I press the speaker, do you mean 5%? So and so? Yes. Boom. Go straight there. The whole who he is and what they teach. But then you got some. Oh, and here's all their lessons. Oh, okay. I would. Google PDF print. Click. Read them. This happened. This happened. Brother came in there. Peace, God, peace. Yeah. He said, my name is Scientific. Okay. See, 5% going to ask you some questions. He's going to ask you.
What do you look like?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Oh, you no.
Somebody with that name. You be all on the internet.
No, not him. No. This is a bubble. He generally wanted it. And so he came in and he said, I didn't mean to bust his bubble, but I said, what's your name? Scientific. I said, what that mean? Had no issue with that. Who taught you? Oh no, God, well, I got my. When we stopped the tape, he said, I went online and so I said, okay, let me push the arm a little bit, okay, because there's not really wrong going online if there's someone instructing you to do something. No, I got. Oh no. What's your mama name you? Okay, that's your name for right now. You can be scientific. I ain't gonna be John Hawkins and strip you, but you got to get to that point. You got to get to that. You know what you're saying to somebody? These are powerful names. A good name is better than gold. Right. And especially with us, man, we're not playing no games when it comes to that. Some people in this day and time, there's a lot of nonchalant. When I came, what? You better not have my name. Oh, this is another Lasha? Well, actually, I got my name for my namesake. I come after him. Law gave me his name. You know what I mean? I like the name, whatever. Nevertheless, but, yes. How do you spell your name? How many letters? What does your name manifest? Yeah. What is your name born? What born means? Born means to be complete. Complete what you're saying. Make realization manifest in my mind. Can you do that from your words? That's what I mean when I say born. Yeah, you got some fanatics about it. Blasphemy! It's kind of Christian almost in here. You know what I mean? What lessons are you dealing with? It's very important that you quote them impeccably. I don't care how old I am or how old he is. It's important. Why? Again, referencing. Because if you can't reference it, then you can't give me his understanding. Oh yeah, God, I know. I've had some. I had an argument with my brother. He got upset. Me in this class, God was saying several times. Let me help him out. Okay, you're asking, what do you mean? Because you don't know. Let's come out. What do you mean by why we let a half original man of Columbus? That's kind of like off key. I don't know. What do you mean? I'm not part of your nation, so can you? I got it. Yeah. So quote the degree to him, so he'll know, because he's asking you the question, and you can't quote it. Then don't give me an understanding. Then be quiet, because you gonna hack up a degree and give him something else now. You know what I mean? So it's important. I mean, I understand you know this content, like we said, right? But it's important that we give you the knowledge and the wisdom, right? Let me show you how the degree flows, and then we give you this understanding. Then you get it from there. Why we say what we say. So, and it's important to apply application. You'll hear that a lot too. Supreme mathematics. Help me out, God, for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
One is what?
Knowledge.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
That water gave you some energy.
2 is what?
Wisdom.
He's real hyped. You find out that. Hope they ain't bringing no liquor in here. Make sure they ain't rocking. Wisdom. Yeah. Let me stop now. Okay. 3 is what?
Understanding.
Okay. Okay. 4 is,
Cultural freedom.
you can quote them as you have them in your degree. I may not have them like that in mind, but whatever. 5 is,
Power.
you have power.
Yes.
All right. 6 is,
Equality.
7 is,
Allah God.
okay, I told you that. What does it say in your lesson, though? That's how it originally
Allah
goes.
God.
Yeah.
That was the original? That was
Yeah.
A law
Yeah,
guard?
law God, yeah, law God. Well, 'cause what God are you talking about?
Okay.
Right, you know? But
So it's on-
look, for the sake of argument,
Because brothers holding on to the tape and.
no, and listen, if you got
He doesn't mention it
that,
on the tape though.
excuse me?
No, I'm saying he doesn't mention the law. You know, he doesn't say a law God.
No, okay, so, all right, but listen, because that's how, again, taught. But most people have the general consensus is God.
Good.
Yeah, that's what I.
But you can explain your question.
Even
Now-
7th Avenue, on right here, on Baltimore 25th, is God a long way. Up in the father, on 7th Avenue.
Yeah, where?
Right here, I'm on the road, 7th Avenue.
Okay, so that happens right here.
This is God a long way.
It does where? But what street?
I'm not sure that what she's on. I'm not sure.
Wow, no, he didn't say that.
I mean,
No, he didn't. All right, time to go with that one. Right here in the corner.
7th Avenue.
Okay, we gotta talk to you later. Yeah, man. Yeah. He making it sound like we on 135th Street some damn
No,
where.
no,
You heard somebody say something.
No, I forgot where. I forgot where.
Okay, we get back to you in a minute. All right. 8 is,
Build or destroy. Born.
okay, there you go. On the handwriting here about yeah, you got cipher, but they born that. But that's go from 1 to 9. Right? Some people had down there 10, now the cipher, no. The knowledge of the cipher enlightens you. When you born that, of course, eventually, you know, the knowledge will add a cipher, meaning that your information will impart. Right. You know, sort of your words and your understanding, your clarity. You know, it'll do these things. You know what I mean? You know, so in that order, right? You know, some have power, refinement, some don't. You know, okay. You know, that's why I asked you like what you know. But anyway, so and this is what comes out, like the foundation. You know, when you know this, the supreme. Then we have our alphabets too. A Allah, B born. You know, C. You know the words. You know they are nomenclatures and you know the alphabets, alphabetical mathematics that verifies the truth of life. You know what I mean? So going back to Lost and Found Muslim Lessons. Let's do this for a minute. Found is the root word to what?
Foundation.
There you go. So once I'm found, you see, there's a root, there's something I'm standing on. Strong. Yeah, that too. Yeah. So just like this word. I'm sorry. Did anybody see what this says?
Ignorance.
Yeah, right. It says in your degree, right, that why the devil teach you to keep our people illiterate. So using for two or slave keeping the blind, so see the masculine. Illiterate means wow.
Illiterate means ignorant.
Yeah, God, y'all see that real love with some man, got something to eat?
I'm saying it.
No, I'm definitely asking him. He don't know. Yeah, I'm not. You know. Yeah, Yeah, you got a quiet. You know 120 God?
No.
You do?
Well, not all of them. Not all of them.
Oh, you don't know 120 then. Maybe not all of them. Woo! Yeah, God. Yeah, you on tape too. Yeah, you got to walk out there. Walk over. Woo! Yeah, man. Oh, well, the camera saved
Well,
you.
you say you from the desert, right? So I, link up, make sure you get 120, man.
Well, I got lessons to this. What it is, I'm out the 2017. I was like lost in the sauce, trying to beat away, you understand? So making way back to my square, you know what I'm saying? For real.
Okay.
You came to the right place.
Yeah,
You get yourself right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you can have all of it.
Yeah.
Not just some.
Yeah.
Some is not good. You need all. We not some wise, we all wise.
I'm private.
Okay.
How does fasting for 3 days sound to you?
I fasted before.
No, here's somebody asked me. He said, how does fasting sound?
Not a problem.
How long? You said
I've done it for a week, 7 days before.
you fast for
7 days before.
what kind of fast was that?
Verbal, nutritional, and don't water. Non-verbal, not.
Okay, we ain't talking about you not talking. We ain't doing all that.
That's my choice.
Okay, that we're not the monks.
That was my choice.
We the true
My
men of
choice.
God. Yeah.
My choice.
Yeah. That's your mission, God. That's your
There
mission.
you go.
That's your mission. Okay, teacher. Yeah, that's your mission. And we from the desert.
Okay.
As I see you, come back and forth to the class, we can build.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm right here in Mecca.
I'm not gonna chase you in the desert.
No. I'm right in Mecca now. I'm
Oh, you in Mecca?
127.
One where?
127.
16 what?
127.
127.
Madison, yeah.
Oh, Madison. Okay. Was you some program over
It's
there?
a Marion Taylor reentry program.
The who?
Reentry program, Marion Taylor. The reentry program. Never find
127 and what?
in Madison.
Ah.
They had to find housing stuff.
Okay, yeah. That should be ARC.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I know where you at. All right. Yeah, so that was my starting point. It was ARC. I end on this note. First, thank you, Ephraim. Again, to give you history, he comes in today, actually educationally motivated to see what this is about, and also personal interest. Like, okay, he's Muslim from Bengali, right? And again, like I told you, what's interesting about his coming is he walked. Allah, Mecca. Oh, hey, it's a lot in here. Come in, man. No, he didn't do all that. Man, we've had that. He said, hey, man, ain't Muslim in here? You come in here, man. We have vendors.
Yeah, academic.
Yes, academic premise. Yeah. Because we're in there. We're doing comparative, like how Islam spread different parts of the world, and the different branches of Islam. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then of course, the Nation of Islam, and then the 5% is mentioned. I'm honored to be in that. Mm-hmm. He come in, so he said, well, let me be honest, this is one of my reasons why I come. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, but peace. All right, no problem. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm not just coming because, I have an academic interest. I got, put this little paper together. Okay, come.
Are you getting a grade from this when you come in here? You come in here?
Not by me coming here. Actually, last night I was reading the 120 rules, and I was listening to a podcast by Sunez Allah.
Okay.
Okay, good man.
Yeah, and I was having a hard time understanding, so I thought I might as well just come in and see what it's all about.
Good. And I like what you said. There's an eclectic teaching, right? So that's my brother, that's my man, Sunez. Sunez, give it up. Sunez, he's school orientated, make no mistake, master's degree, he writes books, accomplished author, versed in the industry, the music industry, vocabulary nice. So when I'm explaining things, and I'll keep it simple. I don't want to make it sound like but I get it when I'm listening, because again, the God's wisdom is the way. Sunez may not come directly from the premise I'm coming from. I'm gonna get you to the same point, just I'm going a different neighborhood. Right? We go the same idea. Wisdom is the way, not just his way. As long as the way, the idea is the same. My way is different. You know what I mean? Going back to beautiful point the God Savior made. We're not here to disrespect Noble Jew Ali, Honorable Elijah Muhammad. None of these trailblazers, right? Marcus Garvey and the rest of them, that came and raised consciousness of black people. Peace to them, Malcolm and all them. I had to argue with my brother. I'm gonna go back to Sunez and what you was doing, because he left. He was dissatisfied. He just left. Mm-hmm. and he started me out. I'm on Malcolm,
Okay.
and he starts, his organization. He's political. He gets on a political platform. So my brothers, oh man, because he saw the white man, and some people got bugged out with that. I get it, but he always missed his part though. He comes back from Mecca,
Right.
and they ask him, "Excuse me, Malcolm, I know we got the message you sent to Betty, about you like white people now, yeah man, I got that part. So no top, they all right. It's y'all still over here.
Right.
They ain't have to put in my neck. They treated me like mine was their brother, right? So a lot of times I have arguments with my brothers because they like, no, God, now Cypher, he supposed to know the lessons teach, because our lessons teach us about who he is and what he did and what he continues to do and how some of his people, profit and live, off the backs of what was done to us, still. So, but again, yes, as soon as he had, and myself, and Doc Kim still does these things on Monday?
Yeah, from what I understand.
Yeah, everybody has it.
Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yeah, so Monday night,
Monday and Tuesday night.
yeah,
He's
so,
also online. You can check out.
yeah, he's online, yeah, he does that online.
Random Jewels.
Yeah,
I
okay.
follow him on IG, I think. Random Jewels. I follow him on IG.
Okay, yeah, but he's not as active on IG.
Okay, okay,
He's
okay.
either on YouTube
Okay.
for Random Jewels.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll look him up, yeah.
I'm hope, but let me read back. Did I, was you able to first understand some of the things I was saying?
Yeah. Definitely.
Did I make some sense to
Yeah.
you? Okay, good. Asking, do you believe, or come, yeah, we ain't doing that, but good, and that's important, because I had to learn that when I was young, because I knew 120, you say that,
I'm like, what did you pick up from?
Oh, good,
Yeah,
question,
sure.
good question.
The main thing that I'm starting to understand is the impact of the 5%ers on this community. It's not just understanding it from a religious aspect or understanding it from the conceptual of it, but the impact, seeing how it impacts the real life people and the strength of the community that I see here. And that's the main takeaway I'm taking from this.
Okay, all right. Good question, thank you for that, and yeah, right, because not enough of you, okay, what specifically? Yeah.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Like, you're familiar, you're Muslims, I mean, you're familiar with the Quran, right?
Yeah.
There's a place in there where it states we believe in the seen and the unseen.
See,
In
yeah, of
that
course.
context,
Yes.
how do you see, the 5 cents in terms of the seen and unseen?
Interesting question.
That's good. That was kind of deep there, man. Damn. Man, what's that? Yeah, it's coffee?
Surgical.
That coffee good. Yeah, great. I'm sorry. Let's go back to the question.
Sure, I'll try to answer it. So, of course, Islam talks about believing in the seen and the unseen. The understanding of the unseen, say Allah and the jinns and the angels and all of that, I see kind of a version of it when you say we are God in 5%ers, believing that God resides within us and we are God, we're creating these things. It's, to me, it's like that unseen materializing within ourselves.
Give me the phone. Keep speaking.
Yeah. So that kind of that unseen materializing within ourselves, believing that we're part of a greater being than just ourselves, and believing that we can do good, and having that kind of a divine light, divine understanding for ourselves. I think that's the kind of parallelism that I see between those two things. But otherwise, I think something Sunez mentioned in his podcast that 5% just doesn't make you believe in a God that is away or different, kind of like an imaginary God, but something that's, we ourselves are the God. We are doing the things, we have a power and control over our own actions. So believing, so bringing that idea of God from that unseen to seen feels like a very powerful and a very capable move to to inspire a community, to bring strength and understanding.
Look at you teaching us. Around here. That's right. Thank you for that. Thank you. First, thank you, University, for that question, and thank you for that answer. That was very comprehensive. And I, man, That was good. You write some of that down.
Julie.
Yeah, no, yes, right from that. And we have to come from that perspective. You know, again, because we teach unequivocally who we are, we get that. I've been in some in some minds, you know, where they've closed doors. I'm talking about some pundit, well versed, because you got to bear in mind. Okay, I may sound like I know what I'm saying, which I do, but you got some the people who know this to the contrary are just as sharp, right? You know, in fact, you close. You know, so you're here to prove, almost like how you put it, almost like an unwritten verbatim dissertation that you mandatorily have to give in order to get about this room. You have to prove to me. How do you do that? How do you tell me you're the God? What God are you referring to? So Jesus didn't do what you're saying? Muhammad? All these other, my man, come on in. You nice like that. You're him. Okay, come on in. And we're not gonna ask. We're gonna ask you to do all that. You got to academically explain this one. You got to label. Yeah, man. You got to label that one. And that comes from studying. Right. You know, you see Allah in Madawan, how he gave this white doctor, Dr. Sweeney. You know, so I understand God being the concept of man's subconscious, but he came from a clinical psych premise. But he was, okay, because God is in the mind of black people. You know what I mean? Well, those that have the knowledge, you know, that can understand it. You know what I mean? So he was able to, as a inmate in that environment, he impacted them. Right. And so he proved a lot. There was a lot of points that he proved in that respect. Secondly, and more importantly, you know, we're taught to be civilized people. We're not here to disparage, but we're not here to compromise either. You know. But again, very good. Thank you for that. You know, I heard what you said. Right, that's very important. That's one of the tools of a 5%. You have to listen, because if I'm not listening, because I heard these questions, but you know how you translate the seen to the unseen. Because in our degree it says, why does the devil teach the 85% that a mystery God brings all this? Right? Well, actually no. No, the one I'm looking for is not that one.
Understanding God degree?
Yeah, God, thank you, God. Yeah, thank you. Because like the knowledge degree and the 1 to 14 and the understanding degree, they sound like, so you can get them simple. All right. While the devil teaches that God is a righteous, unseen being that exists everywhere. See, so the degree speaks to that. Allah is God on earth and heavens above. Right? We talk about the law of correspondence. As above, so below. Because we're using sciences. No, I'm not flying in there. We took the sun and his relationship to the black man, because you'll hear that a lot. And when people define, you know, their definition of what knowledge is, like the sun is to the universe, the black man is to his family. So you see, that's the law of correspondence. That's above, so below, right? So you see that relationship and that whole spectrum. So that degree goes into that. That's the first thing I thought about. You know, Allah's God. He's not unseen. He's seen out everywhere. Right? He's all I see. But they're being taught that you don't know. And then the God came with the born degree. Why the devil teaches 85% mystery? God brings all this. Right? You know? No, come on, man. No, man. To this day and time. Now listen. Some people out there don't know. This is a different vessel. You in that vessel, I'm in this one. You know what I mean? You know, it's just that, you know, we're not into belief. You know, I guess.
On that note, that's how I see the unseen. Once we believe in the seen and the unseen can be spooky if it's not based in reality. And unseen can be real if it's the type of reality where you may not be able to see with your naked eye, but need a microscope or a telescope to see.
So what degree would you
So it's
reference
still
that
dealing
in?
with science.
What degree is that? Okay, what degree is that?
The knowledge build degree.
And what?
Where it says,
The duty?
No. Well, it talks about science, everything in life.
Yeah, okay,
Well,
true, yeah, but
okay.
there's one degree that goes into that. To build destroy.
Right.
What makes me have stone upgrade?
That's right.
To find which the nigga I can hardly
Oh,
just
the
tell.
hardest.
You gonna see the mist?
That's right.
You don't see the mist being drawn. It's going to rain today. This water's being drawn from the Earth's
That's
atmosphere.
right. That goes specifically.
Right. So you know, there's a lot of things. But when we say unseen, right, we mean the opposite of that. Do I get what you're saying? You can't see the air, but you know it's here.
Right.
When we not get spooky, you inhale, exhaling. You feel it.
Still be detected.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna detect you when these winds go 30, 40 miles an hour. Huh? You gonna feel me then? Yeah, show me shit with my coat on. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, but on a milder note, right? So you just gotta you know, and especially if you see knowledge shapes the neuron transmitters. So now when I see things optically. Okay, man, you know, look, now the trees is blooming. I get what you know what's going on because you understand it's reality. You know what I mean? And you understand it's dynamic. And this is what I'm gonna say makes you. This is what enables you to show and prove who you are. Right, because you understand the world around you. I always use that story with the lady, and she talked about because it rained hard, and people's belief that God's making it do that, and I get it. I get it. I'm not, you know, again, we're not here to disparage people, but if you open this door, we have this conversation. I'm not compromised. I've had brothers do that. And no disrespect. No, we're not here to talk about, you're Muslim? No, down with you. Now, we're not coming peace to you, man. Assalamu alaikum, bro. We get it. We know Allah said, change the Muslim names. But he didn't say because Muslim names was bad. It says that I'm not teaching that. Right. Your name is infinite. Your name is wise. And because your first school and university was the street corners. You were still hustling, still doing things you had to come up out of. But that's not why I gave you the name. Your name is a supreme name. You know, you just have to grow into it, going back to our understanding the dynamics of the foundation, and then you're given a name, or you choose a name. You know what I mean? Well, my name is this, my name is that, you know, to identify who you are. You know, because that's the attribute of who you are in the name of Allah. And when we say Allah, we mean arm, leg, arm, head. But but I mean, thank you, man, for coming. Everybody, for that matter. And for making definitely, I read these comments, boy. Ooh, they be gunning me, man. look at here. How you gonna say? One brother told me on here, I gotta go before you go. Yeah, I love my brother here, and thank you when he's able to come because he's a very busy man. Also, I do my thing on Facebook, and I thank everybody here also. Peace to y'all. Peace to y'all. Yeah, I do, man. You gotta teach. I keep saying we gotta sit down and have a tutorial of how I can navigate through.
And I did the call when you was bringing the truth, and then I'm gonna put it on Instagram. That's
Got you, Prince. Got you, man. Yeah. So, I've had a brother tell me. I got one on here. My man, peace to him, told me I was a dope fiend, and I used to shine the shoes. Okay, that's some fan shit. That's some. I'm gonna jump on here because a lot of people. Yeah, you got some real people. Then you got some people. I'm a donkey.
Hands up, fanatics.
Yeah. I'm a donkey. With books because you sound smart, but you don't know what you're saying. And I get it. You know, I don't get. You know, I've had people. When they did this to me, I'm like, damn. If make almost like Paramount Picture or MGM. And that's only. You be on YouTube? Yeah. I see. You gotta talk to you over here for a minute? Okay. You know, but then the essence of that conversation was their children seen it, were interested, and then they started, listen, man, you know, I said, when our bills aren't that, we look at them. our bills ain't to take them out of where they are. I mean, well, no, that's a lie. I lied to him because it is to do that, but not to disrupt the family, right? You know what I mean? You know, I mean, but since you know, you get me, you know, while you doing the church, we had that conversation. Yeah, but their comments, you know, they're colorful. But peace, though, you know, like I always tell them, man. Well, you don't have to listen. You know, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you, and let me truly end on this note. This is what I was taught when I was coming up. You have to be so sharp with mathematics that anything you watch or read, you should be able to draw it up in. If you're watching the Three Stooges, you should be able, after you finish watching Mo, Larry, and Curly, give me some science with that. Right, what was that about? And I say that because mathematics is important, right? You know, and a lot of people, they you know, they're not getting it. You know what I mean? They don't get it from the standpoint of, you know, how we're teaching it. You know, like everything we read, you have to apply the science of living mathematics to. You know, you just can't let it, how you put it, I'm watching the Planet of the Apes, or whatever I'm watching, I'm drawing it up. I'm showing you the science. In fact, lastly, when we was coming up, Malcolm said this, that if you wanted to hide anything from black people, you know what you know what he said, where you put it? Don't say nothing. I'm not asking you. No, you don't. I doubt if you do. Put it in the book.
Yes, sir.
Because he wasn't reading, or it was eluded, not that we wasn't reading. Fast forward, we in the 21st century now. Agreed? Put it right in these videos. What's their famous? Plain sight. I'm not words where you have to imagine. This is what we come up with. There was no videos when we was growing. You had to imagine and create stories in your brain to see, or let's watch TV. But now I can go right on here, right? And most people will navigate. No more entertainment. We're not fanatical, you know. I'm caught up in that, and even in that, I'm deliberately telling you, we gonna knock all your people off and take their money. Oh, and we got them doing that. I'm rapping this shit to you. Yeah? I'm you know, not I'm got nothing bad about the rap game, but I'm just saying, you know, give me the pen. Give me the pen. Give me the pen. Give me the pen. Yeah, give me the, it's important. You yeah. This is a bet. This is a bet. Yeah. Listen, I'm a Glock. Nothing has nothing on this shit here. Agar Kahim told me this. I like this, man. He said, what color actually is ink? Well, it's different colors, but what's one of the main colors?
Black.
Yes! And black is carbonated, right? So when you put, when you put ink to paper, it's important that we read, right? Because the carbonate, it massages the neurotransmitters of your brain, right? And you get the energy. In the whole moral of that was the purpose of study. But he just went into deep again. You know, 5%. We going in. I'm gonna give it to you. So just need to say that, man. You know, we thank you. I appreciate you coming, bro. You're welcome. Yeah. Come back next Saturday if you want to. Yeah, you know what I mean? I got no problem with you. Or during the week. You know, come Saturday, you come during the weekday. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know. Peace. What's up?
Peace, dog.
But you know what? I should come on the weekdays.
Okay. You should. You should, God. You should. You should. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do lessons like this daily?
Huh?
Do you do this daily?
Yeah, well, I do the class Saturday. I teach but that goes on.
If Mecca did this.